Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel American Stitches. Today I'm going to illustrate on how to make a shirt and a short, but for this particular video is going to be how to make the shirt, then the part 2 of it is going to be how to make the short. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe and like and share my video and comment also, so we could know how to treat you better. So this is the measurement we're going to use to make the shirt. The full length, which is 28, half length 14, bust, the under bust and the under bust circumference. The under bust, as we know, from shoulder to the under bust, then the circumference of it is a 28, the shape 30, hips line 20, then shoulder 14, hips 38, then the M. How to get the M? The M here is the down part. You divide the hips by 4, then your answer, you now add 3 inches to it, which is 12.5. Now we're going to work with the M here on our folding. So we start by folding. I'm starting with the back piece, so I'll fold it into 2. This is 2.5 here fabric. I'm using 1/2 for the shape, then 1 for the short. So I'll check for the back for the folding. I'll fold. Okay, as you can see, we now have 12.5. This is how you're going to place it on the fold. As already mentioned, the fabric I'm using, you can use crepe for yours, but this is a chiffon, thick chiffon. That's what I'm using for this thick chiffon. Now you're going to start by taking the full length. After placing your fabric on fold, 12.5. So you can see we have 12.5. Now you're going to take the full length. The full length here is 28. You take it with the 2 inches allowance for bending. We now have 30. Now 28, you mark it out. 28. 28. Now you add your 2 inches allowance, make it 30. That's for your bending. Okay, now after taking your full length measurement, you're going to mark out your shoulder. The shoulder here is 14. You to mark out your shoulder 14, which is 14 divided by 2, we have 7. That's the shoulder. I'll just add 1 inch on the shoulder for a shoulder extension. Then when I'm getting the armhole, I'll just cut it out. That will make the front and the back to be even. Now the armhole here, like I said, if you've watched my previous video, you know how to get the armhole, to calculate to get the armhole. I'm going to take 7.5 for the armhole. I'll use my cuff to round it. You have to be careful. That's how chiffon shifts. To avoid all those stress, you can use your pin to pin it down. Now you mark out your bust on the distinct line. I'm going to mark on my armhole line. It's going to still give the same thing. The bust here is 34 divided by 4. I have 8.5. Then with 2 inches for seam allowance, and mark out put your tape vertically. Then mark out your half length, which is what, 14. Then you mark out the hip line here. I'm taking 21. Then on this thing, I'm going to mark the shape on the half length line. I'm marking out the shape. The shape here is 30 divided by 4, we have 7/2. I still put 2 inches for seam allowance. Then on the line of the hips line, I'll mark the hips. Hips here is 38 divided by 4, we have 9/2. Then I add my 2 inch for seam allowance. Then I'll connect the lines from my armhole to my shape. Then from the shape, I'll use my hip scuff to bring out the hips. Okay, now I'll take it to the end. That's it. The down part has to be open. I'm not only being open, you know, we're going to mark out where the slit too is going to stop. That opening, if you check the side of that shirt, there's an opening, so I'll mark it out here. Like, I'll take, don't forget that 2 inches is for the bending allowance. Then from the 2 inches, I'm going to mark out 5/2 for the opening. You can decide to take 5 depending on what you want. You can use 6 as well. Yeah, but here I'll take 5/2 for the opening, and I'll use this to round the down part. Okay, please don't fail to slope your shoulder. It won't stand up. Slope it by 1 inch. Then for proper fittings, you insert your dart. So that here is, I will take, it's supposed to be 3/2. I'm taking 4, so that after holding it returns to that 3/2. 4 inches. I'll take it to 1 inch above the hips line. 4 inches. Then I'll mark it. Is how it will be held. So you can use something to notch and notch it so you could identify it and hold. Now, sorry, I didn't tell you where you're starting from. You can start from 6. You can start from 9, like the way I did. The main purpose is for the fittings, but whatever this thing is, make sure you held where you have the half length a little bit bigger than all this part, so that it can lap you behind your back. And then the neckline here, the upper neck, I will take 3/2. Then the neck width, I'll take 1 inch, and I'll round it. I'm going to cut it out now. Yeah, done with the back. On getting to where you're going to open it and stop, you can notch it so you will know where it stops. Okay, then you notch here where the opening is going to stop. I'll bring it a little bit up because I think it will screw down after the bending. It's going to be drew down, so I'll take it to where we have the hip line. I'll notch it there. That's where we want it to stop. I'll increase it from where it was previously, like 7/4. Sorry, so you've seen it. Then after bending, we'll have like 5. So that's for the back piece. I'm going to place the back piece on the front now to take the measurement for the front. The difference is that we're going to give an additional allowance. Why? Because of where we have the button holes. So I'll increase it like, I'll put 2 inches in front of the front. Sorry, apart from making this long shirt, you can use this to make your short length shirt for maybe especially for choirs and the rest. You can also use this method. And aside from long sleeve, you can learn also to make sleeve, as in from the videos we've made already. I've taught how to make sleeve. So now I'm going to place the front at the back and the back on the front to bring it out, but just that I'll put additional 2 inches allowance, or 2/2, sorry, 2/2, 2.5. So let me place it. All what I want is just 2/2. You can see this thing I kept is too big, so I'm going to pull it out now. Please make sure you measure it out so you will not have an excess too. So it's well arranged. You know, chiffon is always very slippery. Okay, let's check what we've done. Like I said, you keep up to 2/2. Two half, 2/2, 2/2. two half, two half, two half. This is almost 3. No, it's not. It's not even up to 2 halves, but I'll still pull it out. Two half. Two half. Two half. Okay, that's okay. Now I have two half inches. Okay, now for the front, you're just going to insert the neckline. It's only the neckline you're going to do here. That's all. I think we have got every other thing we want, because you can draw this thing here. Though I'll still show you how to come in. You have to come in here in the armhole. We won't allow the armhole to be like this for the front, so that it will not lift when it gets to the breast this thing point when you insert your sleeve. So like we'd already carried, this saves us, the two have here saves like the folding while making the shirt. When you apply your hair stay or your paper stay or your gum stay to it, your gum stay to it, you thicken this part and it will help you while folding it when you're making your buttonhole. So like now I'm going to mark out for the neckline. We still maintain the upper neck here, the neck width, we still maintain the 3 inches, while for the down here, the neck depth will take 2 half. Don't forget we took 1 here, so for the front here we're going to take 2 half. So we'll connect it. That's the only thing you're going to do for the front piece. I'm going to cut it out now. Then I will show you another thing on how to get the what is it called, the armhole, because we're going to dip the armhole. Go in by 1 inch. Then you open it up here. Now, like I said, for the front piece, I'm coming in here. I'm coming in here by 1 inch. So I'll still mark where we have it and come in and take it. So that place will not be focused when you join it. I'm joining the sleeve before putting the sleeve. I'm going to still slip the armhole so that it will come down like this. And something like this nature. Now we have where you can see where this thing stops. Okay, so we are going to tap where the two half stops, knowing fully well that that's where you're going to put your fold and stop after applying your hair stay, your gum stay, sorry, your paper stay or gum stay. I'm tapping, I'm notching here a little bit so it will reflect on the front and the back. Okay, so we have the same that you inserted in behind. You can also do same too in front. Like I said, if you have your needle, you just, but this time in front, you're not going to start from where you started at the back. In front, you're starting like 1 inch below the underbust, 1 inch below the underbust. That's the underbust here is 12 half. Sorry, on 1 inch below the nipple point. Not now, on having 12 half, your nipple point is going to be 9 half. That's -3. You have 9 half. So you're going to start 1 inch below this. Then you start there. You hold it from there to where we have the hip line here. 1 inch above the hip line is 20. So you're going to start here. You still take the same 4 inches, 4 inch. That's if you want this shape to be fitted. If you want it free, please don't insert that. This is where you're stopping, 1 inch above the nipple point. If you hold it to the nipple point, you notice that it slaps the breast, as in it makes it flattens it. So this is the where we have the half length, which is what, the 14. And we start here. Is how you're holding it. That's the dart for the front. You hold it. Then don't forget, all this will be folded in. Immediately you apply your paper stay, fold it in this way. Is how it will be. Is where you're creating your button holes, the holes and the button itself. One side for the button hole, while one side is for the button. Now, after that, after all this, after holding the dart, because here we're not turning, we're lining. After holding the dart, the next step you're going to do, apply gum stay here to make it thick. Then you fold it. After folding it, you join the shoulders together. After joining the shoulders together, because I'm going to teach you right away on how to make the collar, to cut the collar. Though I'm not with collar right now, as in I've not sewn mine, so I won't, but I'll tell you how to. I'll show you how to. It's for this side. Sorry, I think this is for this. Well, this is for this other side, the opposite side. Don't forget that if you hold this like this is how it will go in, like this way and this way. And this is how it's gonna be. So after sewing it like this and pressing this for here to come in like this, you know it's going to stop somewhere here. You're double folding it and put, but whatever you do, it's supposed to, it stops here where you notch. Now what you're going to do is to take your tape, measure starting here from where you stop, the fold stops. Is how it will be. You start from here, you measure, take the round measurement to where you have the notch again in this other side. From starting here, after joining the shoulder, as at then you'd already apply your paper stay and folded this. Then after folding, you match on it neatly, like the one you've seen on the thumbnail there. Then you start from where you have the notch there, take the measurement, take your tape, measure it round to this point, and that will give you the measurement you're going to use in creating your collar. So I'm going to show you a small distinct paper illustration on how to cut the collar. So for example, this is what you have, the fabric for the collar. The collar, after measuring it, supposing you have 18, it's supposed not to be higher than between 17 and 19. Depends on how the person's neck is. But if you want to be on the safer side, you can measure the neck depth and the neck width. But I'll assure you that this method I'm telling you now, you're going to like it. Now for the collar, this is what you're going to do. You fold it into two. You first of all bring out the bishop collar, then the standing collar, which we see there on the shades, as you can see. Now you place your fabric like this on fold. You're going to take it like in a bias pattern. First of all, you mark out 1 inch here. Then the 1 inch, you take it to this point. Sorry, I didn't tell you. If it is 18 or 17, like now, you fold it according to this thing. Like now, this fabric, this paper is not up to 18. It's just 6, and 6 times 2 here is just 12. So you fold it, and you know 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9. So that's how you place your fabric on fold. Now, this is what you have for the first one. You mark out your one, and you take it to this point. Then on the second note, you put maybe 2 inch, not maybe, take 2 inches or 1/2, depending on how wide you want it. But we don't want it that wide because we're not using only bishop collar. We'll use 1/2. So we still take the 1/2. We draw it to connect. This is what we have. We're going to cut it out. This is what we first of all have for the first collar, which is the bishop collar that is going to be underneath. Now after having this, you're going to dress it this way to come down. You know it's not going to be sharp. Dress it. And you open it up. This is what you're going to have for the first collar, which is what the bishop collar. Now for the other collar that we have, the standing collar, you measure what you want. Like if you want it like 4 inches, you can as well, but the length of it you maintain like 2/2. Like what I said, you have to measure around the neck so that you know if this is 18, but now this is not up to, if this is, you maintain the 9. But if it is not up to, if it is 18, you come in by 1 inch, which is you're going to take 8. But like now that is not up to, like this one we are having 12, which is 6. We stop maybe at 5/2 or maybe 5. Still give you the same thing. So you take it straight. Now you take here, you measure here. Don't forget we said 2/2. You take here straight. Then come in slantly like this. 1/2. I think I'm not mistaken, by 1/4. So this is how it's gonna be. You now cut it out, but please make sure you're folding. Whatever you bring out is supposed to be 2. Like the bishop collar is supposed to be 2, while this one too is 2, so you could use it to turn. We have several methods of using this collar, so you decide on which one will be favorable. And now open it up, place it. This is what you have. That's if you're using the bias method. But if you don't want to use the bias method, like what you've seen here now, to still give you the same thing after sewing. I can now turn it to this, but whatever case it, then turn this place that I made upper and change it to this other side, depending on how you want it. But whatever, which other method you use is going to still give you same thing. See it here? Going to give you the same thing. Now, if you don't want to use the bias method, in which I fold, the one I showed you previously, you can also place it like this. Mark out your 9, but here we had 6, so I'm using the 6. Mark out your 6, then take the 1 or 1/4 inch or 1/2, whatever it is you took, you take it and then you take it straight, then you come in by half here. You come in by half here, thereby sloping it like this, or half or quarter, it depends on what you want. You slope it like this, you still arrive at the same thing. Open it up and you place this. Whatever you're doing, the one underneath supposed to be longer than the one on top. So that is it. Have you seen it? You bring it out too, so you can use one to turn the other to have the knit job. As you're folding it, you still have the other parts, knit parts, maybe the front surface on it, whatever the case is. So this is it. Now there's another method also, method 3. If you don't want to use this, you can also make it same without detaching, which is what you mark out this, like what I said is 2/2 here. You mark out this 2/2, then you mark the second one, which is this one comes together, which is 1/2 or 1/4. Like I said, the bishop collar comes together with the standing collar. Then, like I said, you come in here by half or quarter, depending on your how round you want it to be. You come in here, then on this you will now know how to bring out your standing collar. Please, you come in here too by quarter. Is how it will look like. So you now cut it out. You can use which other method will be favorable to you. You can see, as you can see, this one comes together with the bishop collar, so you can place this and bring it out too. But please don't dare fix it without you measuring the round neck of the shirt first before, so you could know the measurements you're taking. Like now, this is just a simple illustration. This is 6, it's not up to. If I use this to fix it, won't come out well. It might stop me on the way. Then what you have to do next is just to tap the center, then fold the shape to tap the center behind, then start from the center back here to the front, and center back here also to the front. You achieve the shaped collar. You fix it well without an error. For the sleeve, you can watch my previous video on how to cut a short sleeve. I have the video there, so you could know what to do to fix the sleeve. Thank you. Hope you learned something from the video. Please don't fail to like, subscribe, share the video.